Ed in Klamath Falls, Oregon. Hey, Ed, thanks for watching Free Speech TV. What's up?
Thom, although I live in Oregon, my family still lives in New Jersey. That's where I come from. However, no one in my family was affected inordinately by the hurricane disaster because nobody in my family is dumb enough to live on the coast. If you choose to live in a beach city, that is a lifestyle choice. When I was a child, we used to go to Seaside Heights to party. That cute thing on the TV where the roller coaster is in the ocean, that's Seaside Heights. That's where we used to go to party. But then we went home inland.
Right.
My family is not dumb. Nobody from my mother, my sister, none of my relatives are dumb enough to live in a beach city.
Yeah.
If you do, you're taking your chances, and you deserve what you get. I recently heard that New Orleans spent $100 billion to build a steel bathtub around their city to make sure they don't flood again. That includes the price of the pumping stations and all the good stuff. But Army Corps of Engineers spent $100 billion and put that on our credit card, our national credit card, to protect New Orleans, a city that's below sea level. I agree with you. When something floods, level it and turn it into a wildlife sanctuary like they should do with New Orleans. They should never have spent $100 billion and put it on our credit card and charge the people of the United States for that. No more than they should spend $60 billion for the people in New Jersey and New York that chose to live in beach cities.
Yeah. It's a really tough one, in particular for New Orleans. First of all, large parts of that city are above sea level and thus exempt from your rant, as it were. And I didn't mean that pejoratively. But the parts that are underwater or are below sea level have historically been protected by a levee system and a pumping system. And they have, that city has a very, very unique culture. And I mean, the city of Amsterdam is below sea level, I believe, and much of Holland is. And what they decided was, hey, having this land is more important to us than the cost of keeping it as land rather than letting the ocean eat it up. And so they built these dikes and they put these pumping stations in, and now we've got more land. It's like,
well, most of Holland is at or below sea level. If you want to live there, you don't have a choice. You kind of have to put up a seawall.
Yeah. So, I mean, do you think the Dutch should just all move to Germany? I mean, they could do that now that it's all the EU.
Well, they pretty much speak German already. Who would notice the difference?
Well, as a second or third language, yeah. But and what if you were just? I mean, you happened to be born to a family that lived in Seaside or Oceanside or whatever the name of it is there in New Jersey, and you grew up in your family home, and your parents died. They left the house to you. This is your neighborhood. This is where you grew up. All the neighbors around you know. I mean, isn't there something to be said for the non-monetary value of those intangibles of community?
Thom, if I lived in a place that was subject to flooding, knowing, and as everybody should, that water kills more people than any other natural disaster,
right,
I would move away from the water.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. Well, Ed, I certainly understand your point of view, and thank you for the call. And increasingly, this is a debate that we're going to be confronting here in the United States, because increasingly living near the water is dangerous because of global weirding. We're getting more floods, more droughts, more weird weather events. But on the other hand, living in Hurricane Alley is increasingly dangerous too in the Midwest.